SOFI update here on the 30th. So let's just recap the last video. I was just talking about a triple three. So we have W down, X up, Y down. This would be double X, lower high, and then a lower low. So on this move right here, I think we're probably in the, actually it pretty much has to be the C leg up. So A, B, C could go all the way up here to 960. Could have already topped out. When I look here at the smaller time frames, my best guess is this is a third wave. It's kind of ambiguous because this right here, when we get that crash, it pretty much, I mean, it dropped 10% and then immediately rebounded. I think it missed a wave, so it's like a truncated wave. So it kind of messed up the starting point of this first wave. And my best guess after going through it is a third wave ended up here basically yesterday, and we made a fourth wave, and we're starting a fifth wave higher with probably a target of somewhere in this box. So the gap fills at 850, maybe high 8s for the top, maybe right into the parallel line here from the top of the other waves. So we have the other waves right here, parallel line right there. So I think we're in the final stages of that. Kind of hard to tell exact waves, but when this actually does start for the move down, I'm expecting the same pattern. I'm expecting something like this. And you can see here the long-term trend line from down here converges with W and Y around January or late December. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. And then for people that say I'm bearish, I'm not really bearish overall. I still think that this is going to happen. Big move after January 2025 should be massively bullish. Massively bullish. We just got to get through this next 3 to 4 months, and then I think we can take off. So I wanted to just go over that real quick, but then kind of show you where I'm at with IWM and the dollar and yields. This is pretty important too because we're going to follow IWM no matter what. So basically we have this A wave down from 2021. Then we get this corrective move here. And how do I know it's corrective? We got this move up. We made a lower low. We broke the low of this, so it's not an impulse move. And the 1.61 fib is higher than where we finished at on this move. We get a straight line down from the top here. And this was a weekly supply zone, straight move down, and now we're retracing here. So if this is going to be valid, it means that 228 is the top for probably the next like 6 to 12 months. And that means this is a wave 1, this was a wave 2, and this could have been the top right here on the wave 2, 222. We could just be retracing here. It looks like 5 waves to me, so we'll see. But if this is wave 2, then that means wave 3 is going all the way down here to 179. And target is probably going to be somewhere in the 160s. So this is monthly demand right here. You have some gaps at 169, 165. So just think, we're at 220. SOFI is at $8. If this falls to 165, do you think SOFI is going to be going up at that point? Probably not. So the actual target, if I'm just using parallel lines, is actually 152. But the minimum target on IWM is Minimum target is 185. But if this is a wave 1, then I would expect it to go to probably at least monthly demand. So 179 bounce, maybe 165. At the max, probably 152. So this whole pattern right here has been a B leg. This was an A leg. This was a B leg. Now we're getting in the stages of starting that C leg down. And maybe it'll start a lot quicker than what I'm saying. But when it happens, it's going to be fast, and growth stocks are not going to do good. So if we zoom out here, though, on IWM, if this is an ABC pattern, then you'll get the retrace after that, or you'll get potentially, here, let's zoom out. So this is 5 waves right here. Hopefully this ends up being a extension. And you can also see here the 0.5 fib on the retracement is at 152. So that's actually right at the 0.5 fib perfectly. So this could be an extension where we see this. So you can see, you put it into context, like the same thing with SOFI. We're looking for this final move down, and then we can take off. And then maybe this ends up being a diagonal. Maybe it goes like this. So we just got to get through the next 3 or 4 months, and I think that there's going to be blue skies. So that's IWM. Show you that that should be bearish. Invalidation for that, for the pattern to be wrong, would be above 228. The dollar, and I've also showed on the dollar. Look at the dollar, same pattern, or the same structure. We have A, looking for B. This right here is A. This is B. So I'm looking for a big retraced higher on the dollar. It might have already started too. So IWM might have topped out. The dollar might have already started its move higher here. It didn't get all the way down here to the bottom of this parallel line, but had a pretty big move from 150 to 101.70. So the dollar minimum target is 104.40. So everything is set up for a big drop in the market and IWM. So last thing is yields. In yields, same thing. It made a B. So I'm looking on yields too, probably coming up here to above 4%. Minimum target on yields is 4.28. So if yields go up, the dollar goes up, and IWM is dropping. I was going to show that because that's another reason why I think this pattern plays out over the next 4 months or so. So not a whole lot to say else about the pattern or where SOFI is at. We could have topped out. We might hit 850. I am kind of thinking 960 doesn't make that much sense just based on everything else. But I wouldn't be surprised if they hold this up here till the Fed meeting, and then we drop. Unless it invalidates. If it invalidates and I'm wrong, then I'll talk about that in the next video. But right now, everything is set up for this move to play out and probably drop all the way into December. But then again, after we hit this area right here, blue skies on IWM, on SOFI, and the dollar should drop as well. And yield should come down here to like probably 2 to 3%. So I just wanted to show how all of those matched up and why I think what's going to happen, why the reasons for why it's going to happen. So that's pretty much it for this video, a little bit longer than normal. But leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you're not already. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Do you think we're going to hit 850? Do you think we're going to go to 960? What do you think is going to happen? Anyway, that's it. Have a good weekend.